our FBI agent had sent the podcast. I don't know if you saw those messages about the coronavirus vaccine, how all that is handled in the courts and how you sue, get money for damages and all that shit.
I didn't look at it, but I did see the messages in there.
Well, I'm just going to keep referring to this guy as our FBI agent because he's clearly using a burner account, which, we get it. But, so I started diving down into it, and do you know that there's a 75% tax that is imposed on the pharmaceutical companies on every dose that goes to an account that is specifically used to pay for lawsuits and all other shit? So the pharmaceutical companies have already got shit in place. So now the federal government established the vaccine court. I don't have anything in front of me. I'm just speaking off of memory. But it's within the Federal Court of Appeals. And the appeals court judges, assign judges for this vaccine court. And these judges in the vaccine court aren't even called judges. They aren't judges at all. They're called special masters.
Are they really?
Yes, I swear to God, dude. Gosh. They're called special masters, and they're basically just attorneys. And all they do is they hear, and based off of the science at the time and like scientific findings and analysis at the time, is how they rule on these vaccine injury cases.
So basically the same way that the patent system works.
Yeah,
it's just a committee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so all the pharmaceutical companies send representatives to these hearings. So these representatives see and hear all these cases. Also, it's not a private thing.
So another way of saying they lobby to these pharmaceutical companies? Or the pharmaceutical companies lobby to Congress? Like
we know they lobby to Congress. They've been caught plenty of times.
Well, I mean, it was just posted the other day. Joe Biden got $18.5 million from pharmaceuticals just last year.
That didn't surprise me.
That does not surprise me. It's so fucked up.
I mean, there was a whole list of people. Joe Biden to...
You're telling me people are bought off?
Oh. If you got the right enough money.
Oh.
Only if you got enough money, though. Hey.
Do you want to bring up our... You said you were going to bring up our little guy that's been sending this shit.
Yeah. I don't want to give his name.
Unless
it's clearly not his real name.
We'll ask him. Yeah.
But if you're hearing this, bro, if we know you, just let us know.
He did ask us, it'd be cool to see y'all do a podcast on Chinese intellectual property theft, tying into COVID being a bioweapon released to shut down Western global economies while at the height of a trade war. China is positioned to surpass the U.S. in the GDP by 2030 now. They were the only country to have the economy growth over the last year during widespread shutdowns.
Well, China's not even taking their own virus or their own vaccine.
China requires foreign companies that do business to provide a certain level of access to the production process through joint ventures. China then subsidizes their own national companies, building competitive rivals to the foreign companies using stolen IP and undercutting the market, further damaging other nations' economies. It's all pretty crazy, and the big reason the U.S. is a service economy only now. Literally nobody is talking about it.
Well, that was one of the biggest scares that people were worried about, was Chinese taking our intellectual properties.
Yeah, it's the only reason why Google agreed to sign with them to be in China. Because since it is a communist state, they will only allow businesses to be there that they own a part of. So to get around that, and it was on a podcast somewhere, they were talking about, it may have been that episode of JRE with what's-his-face from Twitter. They were
Jack Dorsey?
Yeah, I think it may have been the episode of Jack Dorsey that Google was looking at it from the side of how are they going to profit, because China is inevitably going to steal our software and copy it and use it for their own gain. So why not just go ahead and sign up with them and sell your soul to that fucking demon?
Right. Might as well
Yeah.
go ahead and get
Right.
your
Because
cheddar.
they're
out
going
of
to
it.
steal it anyways.
Right, because they were taking it anyways, because that's what they fucking do. But this also goes into Event 201, which is mainly the topic that we're going to be talking about today.
Communist stealing things, I don't see that at all.
You're fired. Get out of here.
Fired.
I thought communism and socialism was,
Loving unicorns.
yeah,
And,
everyone's treated equally, and it's a utopian paradise.
yeah, well, let's ask everybody who has fled communist states to come here and see how that goes.
Oh, I did read on Yeonmi Park.
Did you? Was
Oh,
that?
dude,
It's going on. A lot of podcasts I listen to are talking about it right now,
Oh.
and actually Andrew Schultz brought it up on JRE.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. I wasn't
And
sure.
I don't know. Joe Rogan says he doesn't think it's fake. He stands by his, his decision to have her on, and I mean she's been on even Jordan Peterson and
Oh wow, I did not know.
Yeah, other podcasts. But
go ahead and explain to me what's going on, because I haven't really been following it.
she was the girl that basically escaped North Korea, and something about her information isn't consistent, like on what she's giving out her stories. And like one big one is her going through the desert at like negative 40-degree temperatures with like no clothing, basically hardly any clothing, how she survived, and whether or not her parents were actually poor, if they weren't actually wealthy in North Korea, because there's some families that are wealthy. Something about her mother also being confused on some of her stories, and they basically think that she's kind of like propaganda for America, against North Korea.
To demonize North
Yeah,
Korea.
to demonize North Korea.
There's also stuff in there about her neighbor had gotten killed and beheaded, like
For watching Titanic.
at a stadium.
Yeah.
I believe is what it said.
They said that never
like
happened.
some medieval shit.
Since 1999 was the last beheading in North Korea at like a large venue, I guess. And like you were saying about her mom,
She had like a Chanel purse
Exactly.
or something like that. Yeah. So, who knows, man? But we also know, too, that I'm sure North Korea doesn't mind sending out propaganda as well to demonize her,
oh, not at all.
Right.
to make her look like she's bullshit.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Nobody will know,
No,
because
see,
we
one
don't
thing that
we don't know anything about over there. I mean, we can barely get videos and pictures and shit from over there,
One thing that kind of sends up a red flag for me is North Koreans, the majority of the population, obviously malnourished, just like Naomi Park talks about how, like, what the average height for a man over there is like 4'11" because of the being so malnutrition. How the fuck, if you're that malnutrition, are you going to make it through negative 40 through a desert?
Who knows? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a good point. I mean, I'd be picking up snipers though. The tallest dude around's
do
4'11".
you-
Oh, dude, you'd be a fucking Greek god over
Bro,
there,
a
boy.
Greek god over there.
I mean, but we do know miracles do happen, and I know how corny that sounds, but there are unexplained things that have happened. Like, how the fuck did that happen?
And, well, maybe sometimes that reason is it didn't happen.
Maybe.
Sometimes, it's like...
I'm not saying
Well,
that it,
right,
didn't,
we
it
don't
did or
know.
didn't happen. I can't tell somebody their story's wrong if I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
And there is true accounts of people walking through the desert,
Yeah.
drinking their own pee, and
Yeah.
it lasts 40 plus days.
Yeah.
So
It's
It
just
is
one of those
possible.
things.
it is one of those things that you have to kind of take with a grain of salt because there is so much propaganda being pushed.
Yeah.
By
And,
both sides.
I wonder why Joe Rogan is
It's made her
standing
pretty good amount of
by
money.
his decision.
I mean, but don't you think
Openly.
he's gotta have connections to people telling, like, no, this girl's, like, you don't think that you think he just like, all right, we're gonna have her on. You don't think that he did a background check on this girl, like, to make sure she was legit?
There had to have been some type of
Looking
information.
because how
that was-
skeptical he is. He's so skeptical about
He
everything.
used to be a lot more skeptical.
and how thorough Jamie really, he is. And
Yeah.
you got to think they're screening these people. to some degree,
But at the same time, guys,
I would
we
think-
don't really know what their vetting process looks like either.
right? And when you are on a major platform like Spotify now,
Yeah.
and what was this deal? 300 plus million?
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna have you heard of
100
Naomi Park?
million, but
You're gonna
I
have
don't
her
know.
on the show, and it's just something that we've worked out. So it's above your head.
So who knows? Maybe she is telling the truth. Maybe she isn't.
Maybe she
but,
is.
I mean, in the end, we do know North Korea's fucked up, so doesn't matter regardless.
Right.
So
Right.
let's not sit back and act like the citizens are thriving over there in that country.
Dude, it's beyond criminal to just from what we know.
Yeah.
Because there have been plenty of defectors from North Korea. We got
Well,
plenty of
that's
people.
that's the
stories.
other thing too, is that other defectors are saying that
Her shit's not quite
yeah,
right.
what the fuck's she talking about? So
I actually seen a video here recently where a gentleman was running away. He was at the border of South and North Korea, and
they were
they're
shooting at him.
actively shooting at him.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I saw that video.
Yeah, and did you see like it was like infrared or something where you can see the soldiers, South Korean soldiers, coming over to save him?
Yeah.
It's wild, bro. I can't imagine being so close to such a fine line, you know. And this kind of goes back to our borders conversation. I mean, another reason why, you know, government is inherently evil is you got shit like this. Do governments do good? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta look at all the bad that they do, and you kind of gotta weigh it.
Also
Is
on
it
that
worth it?
on that border thing, I'm not gonna release who's told me, but you know, I've been told that whole them sending out immigrants all over the nation being positive for COVID is true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually
Yeah.
we know people.
Yeah,
A mass
I've
release
been
of
told
people
firsthand
at
by
the Mexican
somebody.
border,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
this
They're getting
A reliable
they're
source.
passing or they're getting positive on their COVID tests, and they're still shipping them to different locations. You know, with minimal, what would that be called? Like when they leave on those buses, it's like
Oh.
who the
Supervision
fuck
or-
know? Yeah, who the fuck knows? what's
Here's
gonna-
your $100 and good luck.
yeah.
peace out.
And
bitches.
and
Which
maybe
I don't give
sending
a
them
fuck.
all over.
And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh God, you know, these guys are gonna blame everything on the immigration." No, we're not. We're just saying it is happening.
Well, see, also
so you
at the
can't
same
you
time,
can't be blind to one thing and then not to others.
Do you guys
know?
remember when I think it was like 60 Minutes was down there, and they literally had a spot that was sectioned off specifically for people crossing the border illegally to come through, and that's how come everybody was in these camps. And now they're waiting. It was setting the precedent, right? So if they're like, okay, they're accepting us, let's just go and get through this. Not the border, like where we would cross the border. It ain't that.
Right.
It's fenced off between two bridges at the border. Underneath the bridge, like they're walking underneath the bridge.
A
into
legitimate
fucking- into
passageway.
a government tent city type shit. And that's where all these kids, you know, we got concentration camps down on the fucking border, you guys.
No, Biden's in presidency that no longer exists. Yeah.
And
It's funny. It's funny how quickly that got quiet whenever
look at how
Biden got elected.
much
Yep.
him and Kamala bitched about these kids in cages down at the
Yeah.
border, AOC, and now that they're in, dude, they're
Yeah.
saying the same thing the Republicans were.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come.
Don't come. Do not come.
There's no room for you.
Don't worry, Kamala. With that attitude, I'm not.
It's kind of like when you're trying to get a certain position in your job, and you're like, I can do that.
Fake it
I
till
can
you
do
make
that."
it, bro.
And then you actually get in there and you go, oh, shit. There's really nothing I can do.
Yeah,
This is
there's
fucked up.
actual real work that has
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
I think also with that is Joe Sleepy Biden. You know, he's been in politics for how long?
Dude,
Yeah.
it still blows my mind they deleted that video.
Which one?
The one with 1994 Joe Biden and Hunter Biden.
Oh,
smoking
yeah.
crack.
Mm-hmm.
Should have deleted that shit
Yep.
off of our page.
So
So
you put that video up?
Yeah, I put it up and it's
Because there was
gone.
that video that guy sent us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna call our FBI agent Post. That's all we're gonna say. His name is
I don't
Post.
think he likes you calling him FBI agent.
Well,
He's
dude,
probably going to stop sending you shit now. Hey, I
No.
don't think you're an FBI agent, dog.
I mean, you might be.
He might be.
But what does that say? What does it say?
Naked Hunter Biden tells prostitute Russian stole his laptop for blackmail in shocking video. I haven't watched the video. But.
You know what? You know what? I haven't watched that video. I got something else to say regarding Post. I think this would be how it would. This is what it would look like if you had somebody in a position like an FBI agent to promote mis and disinformation, right? Reaching out to smaller platforms to perpetuate the propaganda.
You think he's trying to do that?
No, I'm saying that
Could be a possibility.
It could look like this, and him being an FBI agent could be a possibility.
Well, then
Just because I don't know who it is,
right?
I would be more.
Oh, great!
I would be less.
Yeah.
Worried about it.
Fucked up my goddamn.
Oh fuck!
Jesus.
Oh
Christ, I shouldn't have
fuck,
clicked
bro!
on it. It's on the Federalist Papers. I mean, it's not like it's a weird website. But
well,
yeah, everything's down.
Taking it back to North Korea, shows like ours wouldn't even be allowed.
Hell no.
Taking to China, I'm afraid that we're really going to get into an age where we are using, social scores like they do in China.
There's a social score right now if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated.
There is, yeah.
Did you see there's some TikTok videos out of nurses. There's a nurse that put up a video. The unvaccinated can work among the vaccinated, but when it comes to lunchtime in the cafeteria, they have to find another place to eat.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Wow. So it's like,
Who knows? Maybe she might be bullshitting, but it doesn't amaze me to think that there's companies out there.
We also know nurses, and they say that because it's just like that Facebook post that was going around, last year's heroes, this year's unemployed.
Yeah.
They're mandating this vaccine to nurses and doctors, and they're choosing to leave their jobs because they're not going to be, they don't want the vaccine for whatever reason it is. They're choosing not to get it. So, and now we also run into an issue where understaffing comes into place, and you also have a bidding war going on for these traveling nurses between hospitals. So that's adding fuel to the fire.
I'm so on the fence about that because I see where they're talking about you needing a vaccine, especially when you're around a bunch of people that have compromised immune systems. But a vaccine that is so new and so
that
propaganda
has proven itself not,
and the government has pushed it like this, it seems like a scary thing to just go out and get this.
Right, and if you're vaccinated, you're still spreading it.
When I was in Madonna, you were either wearing a mask or you got the flu shot. Period. It did not matter. You were either wearing a mask or you got a flu shot. And that includes the people that come see you, the nurses, doctors, everything. So I see both sides of it. I really do. It just seems to me it's an unnecessary risk to just go ahead and take this vaccine for whatever reason.
And especially now that the science is saying that essentially vaccines that don't kill the virus allow the body to incubate more harmful versions of it. So it mutates, it adapts to what the vaccine does in your body because the vaccine doesn't kill it, and then you are now spreading a new variant once it reaches that stage.
And guys, don't even listen to us, man. Just go
Dude,
look it up in other places.
Yeah.
There's, like we recommended the Dark Horse podcast. I mean, they're whether or not you want to say they're experts or not. I mean, these guys have degrees.
They are really
the
smart.
same as these other guys. So,
and all we're doing is repeating what these other smart people are saying.
Yeah, and like we've said many times again, as long as they make it to choice, we're fine with whatever they want to do. You put whatever in your body, your choice.
Yep,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous out there, man. You know, I know somebody that actually had a person, go into their job and just assume that they're unvaccinated, and try to tell them like, you really need to get vaccinated. You really need and then go and try to tell their supervisor, hey, you need to get this person vaccinated because I don't feel safe here, blah, blah, blah.
I know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, like daycares and shit like that. It's
ridiculous.
What science, what stats do you have on like all these kids are dying and shit? Like, where were you at when the H1N1, that was killing more kids than
RSV has been an issue since long before
Yeah,
COVID.
but now it's becoming something that's new. They're all freaking out about it. Man, my daughter got RSV really bad, almost died, and I didn't see anybody up in arms going, "Oh, dude, we have to protect her." They didn't give a fuck.
To keep the COVID fear alive, they're lumping it in with a surge in RSV cases.
Yeah. Where was everybody at when I spent 2 weeks in the ICU with my daughter hooked up to a fucking breathing machine?
Man, that's
This
terrible.
shit has been happening.
And back then nobody was like, "Oh, we need to get a vaccine and wear a mask to say." Fuck no, nobody gave a fuck, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The only time people give a fuck is when it's a trend.
Yep.
That's when it is. When it looks cool, when everybody else is doing it.
Just like the whole Save Our Children
Take
thing.
a fucking picture with your fucking mask on, put it on your profile pic.
Yep. Take a black square
with your
and put it
fucking
on your
little
pic.
"I'm vaccinated" fucking logo on there.
Get
The
your
hypocrisy
Moderna,
is so
Pfizer,
crazy.
J&J
Yeah, go fuck
tattoos.
yourself.
It's
You
like
fucking weirdos. It's a cult, bro.
Fucking nerds, man. I swear.
it really seems like a cult.
It
It
does.
seems like they are pushing cult mentalities.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. That shit
and
drives me
also,
nuts.
I haven't seen any we'll just say anti-COVID vaxxers wishing death or harm onto the COVID vaxxers.
I have.
No, the other way is what I've seen a lot of.
Oh yeah, I've seen vaccinated people.
The vaxxers hoping ill falls upon the anti-vaxxers, but I haven't seen it the other way.
Oh, I'm sure there's.
I'm
people
sure there
that,
has some ridiculous Christian bitch
Hoping you get the
hoping that
disease.
everybody dies, so it proves their point that the vaccine
Exactly.
was
so
bad.
Jesus can come back. It's what has to happen for Jesus. Man, those people are fucking weirdos too, man. We're not talking about the weirdos, but the vast majority of these COVID vaxxers.
Where was everybody at why weren't we requiring everybody to get a flu shot? Like where is that?
Well, that debate was around.
Where was that trend?
That debate was around. It just wasn't as heard of because it was just a flu shot.
Because they were probably like, "Hey, we can't force people to put this in them,"
Right.
Well,
So what the fuck's the difference
Well,
now?
they've been trying to for a while. They've been trying to mandate vaccines for a while. And now coronavirus just boosted the chances of that actually fucking happening.
And it's like we talk about with nature, the laws of nature, and I'm not going to put stipulations on you that are going to save your life and at the same time let you ride a motorcycle without a helmet.
Yeah.
It's like the hypocrisy is so crazy.
People riding motorcycles with a mask and no helmet. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Driving around by yourself in your car with a mask on. Are you fucking retarded?
And there has been
It survives for like 30 seconds out in UV light. And you're driving around you're outside with a mask on. I get it if your immune system is compromised and you're susceptible to being sick and all that. I get it. There are exceptions, but just the general person, the general healthy person that's fucking out of their mind on fucking statism, you're out of your fucking mind.
If you want to ride with a mask on, no helmet, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
I don't.
Freedom.
don't get
Do
mad
whatever
when
you
I
want.
laugh at you for it.
but I'm going to laugh at you hard for that.
Do whatever you want, dog.
fucking- for
And
sure.
like we were talking about on the live feed about Dr. David Martin.
See, I don't know much about him.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a great video. You should go watch it. It's
You want to give us a rundown on him real quick?
well, Dr. David Martin, he is actually a PhD. He was the founder and chairman of the International International Australian Act. It's actually right there. Yep. He worked with the UN. He's worked with renewable energy organizations. He actually invented a laser integrated system that would basically make tumors smaller. Inoperable tumors. So, sorry. So tumors of the brain, tumors and stuff like that inoperable, ones that are going to kill you if we go in and try and take that guy.
Yeah.
He actually created that type of technology, and he breaks it down. It's a great video. It is a little long, but it is a great video. He talks about, he goes into Cold Spring Harbor, which is where they started infecting people with syphilis to basically see if they were going to basically see why it would kill some people and not others. And if you don't know about Cold Spring Harbor, well, yes.
Okay.
Before that was eugenics. He also talks about how the Third Reich, Hitler actually wrote a book in 1939 that he basically just took our staple of eugenics and
put it into practice
and said, he goes on in the book says, well, if you were going to go that far to castrate and to sterilize people, well, then might as well just kill them. And that's all.
And then the Nazis worked on perfecting how to kill mass people
with the U.S. government, though, as well.
Well, who was it? Prescott Bush is George H.W. Yeah, Herbert Walker Bush.
Yeah.
His father. Now,
he was a lawyer.
Yeah, he was an attorney for Hitler, and he also secured funding for Hitler too, right?
Yep.
So
he was a Third Reich lawyer.
Henry Ford,
a bunch of them boys off.
Walt Disney, all those guys, all fucking Nazis. They supported Adolf Hitler, so that therefore makes them a fucking Nazi.
Yeah, there was a lot of companies that did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think another thing that people miss a lot is on how the pharmaceutical companies and, the Rockefeller and stuff like that have completely made it so we distrust and mistrust old school organic medicine. And, you have to take something that was kind of talked about but not really talked about and create a mass event from it. Shit like chlamydia.
Oh, and the Tuskegee experiments.
Oh, yeah.
The syphilis experiments in the black community.
Yeah, they told black people they had bad blood, basically injected them.
I think
with
we talked about
syphilis.
that last week.
Yeah. But going off of that, what are we talking about today, Justin?
First, I just want to say, if you want to read more about Dr. David Martin, it's just davidmartin.world. Today we're talking about fucking Event 201, which is crazy because in all these, they do a simulation of a coronavirus outbreak. I'll just read you off of Wikipedia right here real quick. October 18, 2019, the CHS partnered with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to host the tabletop exercise Event 201 in New York City. According to the CHS, the exercise illustrated areas where public/private partnerships will be necessary during the response to a severe pandemic in order to diminish the large-scale economic and societal consequences. Event 201 simulated the effects of a fictional coronavirus originating in bats but passing to humans via pigs, claims that Event 201 was a rehearsal for the world's response to COVID-19 have been declared invalid by fact-checking outlets such as USA Today and Full Fact.
What is that on?
This is just Wikipedia's description here.
And at the same time, where was that at? In Wuhan, China.
Yeah.
During the
It's
military
so
games.
It's so specific. And if you watch the videos, like the simulated, they're actors acting this out, but it's like news clips and pundits and all this other shit going on. And it sounds just like what we hear today, bro.
Well, what's funny
talk
is
about
they take
conspiracy theories and shit.
They take video and video next to each other, and it is verbatim the exact same thing that we've heard about COVID this whole last year and a half.
Yeah.
Get on DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo Event 201, and just go to the videos and kind of check those out because Google isn't going to give you the same.
They have
results.
a website. It's called Center for Health Security, and they can explain the whole Event 201. I mean, here it is right here. Event 201 was a 3.5-hour pandemic tabletop exercise that simulated a series of dramatic, scenario-based facilitated discussion confronting difficult, true-to-life dilemmas associated with response to a hypothetical but scientifically plausible pandemic.
And they're so sure about its plausibility because there's already been plenty of patents out on coronavirus technologies.
The exercise consisted of pre-recorded news broadcasts, live staff briefings, and moderate discussions on specific topics. These issues were carefully designed in a compelling narrative that educated the participants and the audience.
Yikes.
I actually have... Oh, here's my phone.
Hey.
Like in...
Hey, before you hop in on this, dude, I wanted to show you this real quick.
Yeah.
For people out there that think that money doesn't influence things in politics, Bill Gates pledges $1.5 billion for climate change, but only if Biden signs the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. What just got passed?
Yep. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. Yep.
That's on Forbes. Can you stop doing it?
Can you
It's
please?
disgusting.
It's really gross.
It's
grossing me out.
I'm just waiting for somebody to apologize and tell me I was right.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Not gonna happen, buddy.
Yeah.
You in the wrong place for that, G.
So,
Shit.
all right, I want you all...
Well, actually, going back to, bills being signed. What was it?
Could you imagine if Joe Rogan were to fucking put this shit up? They'd be up in arms about Joe Rogan dedicating money.
absolutely.
Yeah,
They'd be
But
mad
Bill
as a
Gates, it's
mother.
okay.
It's okay that old
Forbes.
Billy
Because
does
he's been
it.
doing it forever.
Right. It's okay that Billy does it.
His grandfather did. But
And-
what were you saying?
Well, the going back to bills being signed and shit like that. Trump signed the Relief Act, I believe it was, in 2020.
Yep.
And the very first thing on that bill was that insurance premiums would be continued to be paid, even though workers were sick, ill, or whatever. And that goes back to the David Martin video, and he talks about how it is all about the insurance companies that have perpetuated the from sorry.
I'll
You
delete
want me
it
to
out.
get you? You want me to get you one of them drops?
No, because it makes it worse. I already, in the last one, it was pretty bad. I think you have to eat them before.
All right.
Start.
That makes sense.
You're just gonna
Yeah.
cut this out, right?
Yeah.
So
cut this
go
out.
ahead and gather your thought real quick, and then just start whenever
Just
you're ready.
restart. I'll cut it up to the point to where you took a drink.
Right. What were we talking about? One sec. Just so I have the.
Talking about how David Martin. Fuck, where were we? You got it? Okay. You got a timestamp?
And how the insurance companies have perpetuated the from all goes all the way back to HIV to what was it called originally? The
So the-
CDC was originally called the Council of where's this? One sec.
So are you saying that the conspiracy doesn't lie with the bankers, it actually lies within the insurance companies?
Yep. The
So-
bankers are obviously a part of it,
Right,
but
because
it's
they're
the
funding.
insurance
That's where they
companies
get the money. They control the money, but really the ones who are calling the bankers are the fall guys for the insurance companies. Gabe, do you remember what insurance company or who did they take the insurance policy out with on the Twin Towers, like right before 9/11? It was like Silverstein or some shit like that, right?
I can look it up.
So I mean, I definitely see that.
I
Did you find what you was looking for?
Yeah, it was how John D. Rockefeller, he set up the CDC, which originally was the Center of Malaria Control. And what they wanted to actually see is why malaria would kill some people and not others. And that goes back to Tuskegee and them killing black people because they had bad blood
Or infecting them with syphilis?
or infecting them with syphilis.
Are you talking about the insurance for the actual firefighters and people?
No, like
because
for,
that was Silverstein.
wait.
Or no, hold on.
Larry Silverstein.
Larry Silverstein signed the lease just 6 weeks before the WTC Twin Towers were brought to the ground by the terrorists in September 11, 2001 attacks.
Okay, so he was the owner.
Coincidence.
Does it say
Silverstein
who?
contended that the two jetliners crashing into the Twin Towers about 15 minutes apart should be considered two separate events, which would allow him to collect a maximum from the insurers for each tower as much as $7 billion.
So $14 billion payout. What was that insurance company? Does it say?
I'm looking for it right now.
Dude, see, this shit goes so fucking deep, you guys.
And this is on CNN, so if anybody wants to look at it.
Yeah, we're using the shit that you guys like to quote at us as to why we're wrong.
Swiss Reinsurance Company?
Swiss. I mean, this goes back to the Swiss bank type
The largest
shit.
of the World Trade Center's insurers, responsible for 25% of its coverage.
Man.
U.S. District Judge Michael McCasey accepted the partial verdict, but told the jury to continue deliberating on the
billion.
dispute involving Swiss insurance, known as Swiss Re.
Man,
I'm sorry. That's funny as fuck. I don't know if anybody else thinks that's hilarious or not.
because if you follow the paper trails, you come to the same conclusions. Now, I was also listening whenever I was on my vaccine court thing. The original influenza vaccine, which I'm pretty sure I know a couple people that are of the age that would have had this vaccine, and it's notorious for causing neurological damage because they're old and they have neurological damage, whether it be nervous or
Right, causes
whatever.
Alzheimer's and
Exactly. And they are entitled to compensation. The pharmaceutical companies already have money aside just to pay for that shit. And it's arbitrated by the special masters. So, yeah.
I think there was multiple insurance companies involved with towers. I don't think it was just one, but
There was
Might
one that
be
always...
wrong.
I'm only thinking of one because it always gets brought up in the 9/11 conspiracy videos.
we'll have to dive into that when we do an episode on
Dude,
it.
I can't wait for the 9/11 episode. It's so juicy. I can't wait to talk about the dancing
I
Israelis.
hate when you say that.
Fucking
juicy.
Oh,
Juicy. It's just
juicy.
like
Shut the fuck up.
It's like them fucking thighs. Oh my god.
juicy, moist thighs.
It's like sandpaper rubbing together.
Ooh wee.
All right, where were we at?
What was that
Event 201.
Event 201. So they already knew about all this shit. I want you guys to look up patent number. I read this on the live stream. Let me find it real quick. 10130-701. U.S. patent number. Now, this is on Justia. Patents.justia.com.
Yeah, have it up.
You got it up? Here, I'm going to go ahead and read this real quick. It has a disclaimer at the top. It's for family of viruses. The patent is not for the new COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, I bet. So essentially what this says, as it highlights what the patent actually is, the present invention provides a live attenuated coronavirus comprising a variant replicase gene encoding polyproteins comprising a mutation in one or more of non-structural proteins. It gives a list, NSP 10 through 16. The coronavirus may be used as a vaccine for treating and or preventing a disease such as infectious bronchitis in a subject.
10, 14, 15, 16.
Now, where was it? They have it worded somewhere down here.
Don't you love when legislation and stuff like that is put in right before everything happens? Right before these mass events happen?
Yep.
Insurance companies
And now
or
it's not just one smoking gun, guys. You got to remember that all these little things together make up the big picture. That's what you got to see. You got to see all the little grains of detail, and that's the devil's in the details. Now, it says if you scroll down far past what anybody else is going to fucking read, Using their reverse genetics approach, the present inventors have identified various mutations which cause the coronavirus to have reduced levels of pathogenicity. The levels of pathogenicity may be reduced such that when the virus is administered to an embryonated egg,
I just want to make sure everybody knows this is not Gabriel.
it's not
reading.
Gabe. These words are far beyond his
Just letting you guys know.
far beyond his scope.
I am not reading right now.
It is capable of replicating without being pathogenic to the embryo. Such viruses may be suitable for in ovo vaccination. So that means they can be pregnant during vaccination.
That's scary
Right?
as fuck.
Which is a significant advantage and has improvement over attenuated IBV vaccines produced following multiple passage in embryonated eggs. So really the key thing was that first sentence. Using the reverse genetics approach, the present inventors have identified various mutations which cause the virus to have reduced levels of pathogenicity. So reverse genetics is the exact same thing as reverse engineering. They've already identified these specific genetic codes, and they're able to CRISPR them,
Yep, create a bioweapon.
to alter the genetic material.
And they admit
And this was
that
in
they
2015. This patent was filed in 2015. This was the last coronavirus.
They admit
But it does say it's not for the coronavirus. So.
they do say
But now that's if you trust anything
just
that
saying.
the government, Bill Gates,
And then,
of these motherfuckers
But then
do.
when you say that, people roll their eyes
and they shadow ban us.
because nothing, never in history, has a company ever given out false information.
never not
Right.
one time.
No politician has never lied, and a bear has never shit in the woods.
You're right.
But they admit it with gain of function. That's
Yep.
what the whole point of that
Oh.
research is.
I had done some
I'm
research
tired of
on
hearing
gain of
that.
function.
Rand Paul and fucking. Were you or were you not gain of function research? Oh god, both of you shut
It's
the
like
fuck up
obvious.
right now.
Motherfucker, shit.
but-
I'm just playing. Rand Paul, keep going hard.
Rand
dog.
Paul is
Yeah.
a doctor. He's been
Yeah.
a doctor for, he
Well,
said
he's
33
an eye
years.
doctor.
He said for
what they all
33
say.
years, he's a fucking lizard.
He's an eye. He does say though that he does study on fucking whatever the fuck those guys study on.
Virology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pathogens. That's fucking super scary as well.
Yeah.
So now, I had heard that, or I had heard, I listened to a lot of college lectures like at Johns Hopkins, and where they're talking about vaccines and vaccine study. And one of the videos is a law video. It's like videos on law, YouTube law video, something like that. And it was at a Rockefeller arena type deal at a college. It was like at Berkeley or some shit, and they were talking about vaccine laws there. So it's just it just keeps coming up, man. But
Not to circle back to it, but yeah.
not to circle back, but Rockefeller. There we go. Where's I fucking going?
Honestly, I don't know.
I fucking forgot.
We were talking about the pathogens and
Reverse engineering. They've already identified these genetic codes. So now they say that they can make it less pathogenic. So that means that it's not going to spread as easy. It's more isolated, right?
that's, from my understanding,
Now you also got to remember that you can't copyright and patent nature. You can only patent shit that is man-made, and you're not allowed to patent chemical weapons.
right. And that is
It's against the law. So
that's-
either way, it's illegal what they're doing.
And that is exactly how they get away with it, though, is the reverse engineering or the gain of function research. That is exactly how they get to create patents on these fucking vaccines.
Now that's where I left off, was gain of function. I had heard on one of these talks that how gain of function works is either with an animal or a human, they keep transmitting it between
Yeah, just put it down a little bit.
Underneath you.
Yeah, you're like this. Yeah, it's right
Like
there.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep transmitting it back and forth between subjects, so therefore it acclimates and mutates faster and faster. They're simulating a pandemic, a small contained pandemic. Is how they do gain of function.
There was I don't think it was a TED Talk, but I was watching Bill Gates give a speech on that when he was younger, everybody was worried about a bomb, like an atomic bomb going off, and he had a shelter in his home with like a bunch of MREs and shit, like they were going to eat out of if that were to happen. And he's like, and this was back in like 2015 or 2016 when he gave this speech. He's like, nowadays we're not worried about that. We're worried about a virus that can kill, like the Spanish flu did, fucking 100 million people in like 2 years. And I just find it odd that all this shit, I mean, I guess you could say, well, I mean, he was talking about the inevitable. It's bound to happen. But,
predictable.
Yeah. But we do know we've been fucking around with shit in labs. Whether or not it was for good intentions, I mean, man,
Was that same speech that he gave where he released a bunch of mosquitoes and basically said, I think he actually did say, well, now just not the poor people will get it?
I don't know.
When he was talking about malaria.
I actually fell asleep in the middle of it. That's why I was late today.
And he had a petri dish of shit and literally released a bunch of mosquitoes in the room.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
That is...
The fucking weird thing about it is, speaking of mosquitoes, they're actually, Bill Gates is funding mosquito research to make genetically modified mosquitoes that would actually hand out.
I think they've been doing that for a long time.
Quite possibly. Maybe
really
the West Nile was a part of all that.
I really do.
You remember the West Nile virus, right?
Yep.
Maybe that was a test run.
Totally. And especially with the thing like mosquitoes, they're super easy to fucking multiply and manipulate. Yeah, I totally see them using those.
Now, what's fucking weird, to get back to 201, how specific it is, bro. Like, specifically a coronavirus from a bat that transferred to a pig.
Right.
In this case, a wet market. So, like, fish and shit like that, right?
And we're going to be natural skeptics anyways. But then when it is this bizarre and this pinpoint accuracy, it seems fucking kerfuffle.
I'm gonna post some of the video clips from the event 201, the actual event, to our Facebook page after this episode.
I believe
drops.
I did.
Did you?
I posted
we're
the whole
gonna
thing.
bomb them with it.
Bill Gates isn't necessarily, which we know, releasing mosquitoes, but the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation did award grants that funded biotech companies Oxitec's work to develop genetically modified mosquitoes that may help reduce the spread of malaria.
See?
And
sounds
other
crazy.
mosquito-borne diseases in certain locations around the world. In April 2021, it was announced that Oxitec would release approximately 150,000 mosquitoes across 6 locations in Florida. However, the company told Snopes that the particular project was not funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So, conflicting stories.
The Gates
here.
Foundation says that they gave them a grant, but then the company says that they
didn't want nothing.
I don't know that bitch.
Yeah, the fuck.
I heard he was hanging out with Epstein, which he does.
Which he does. Which is a real thing.
Real fucking thing.
And there's
mosquitoes are the new syringe.
I see. It sounds fucking crazy when I say it.
There's even conversations that Melinda Gates has come
What
out
was
and
that?
said.
Fucking Peter Griffin.
Maybe not. I don't know, dude. Who fucking knows, man?
Dude, it's fucking weird. But the common theme is reality is stranger than fiction.
If everybody would just leave each other the fuck alone, we wouldn't be fighting all the time.
We got power hungry fucking
probably
lizards
wouldn't even
out
have
there.
this goddamn podcast if everybody just
no.
leave each other alone.
If it weren't for power hungry lizards, P3 wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
That's right.
And their followers.
And do you think it's kind of weird how Bill Gates was taking marital advice from Epstein?
Dude.
Melinda Gates has come out and said this here recently.
Dude.
Come on, my guy. That is
weird.
You're taking
fucking
advice
weird,
from
bro.
one of the most prolific pedophile, sex traffic ring leaders that we've ever known, or that's ever come to light, at least. Other
The
than
highest
fucking
up we've seen
Harvey
publicly so
Weinstein.
far.
You're gonna tell me he's giving you good marital advice, my guy? Where she's even come out and said that their relationship was strained because of his friendship with Epstein. He was on the plane docket several times. I mean,
Lolita, we already went over the
Yeah.
meaning behind it.
I mean, I know that sometimes we do sound like
It
that
sounds
shit,
fucking
bullshit,
crazy.
but when you have legitimate people coming out and saying, I mean, she was his fucking wife.
What gain does she have?
Yeah.
She's already going to be a billionaire for just sucking the right dick.
She already took half. You know what I mean?
But see, that's the thing, because Elon's ex-wife does talks where she talks about, and she's opened up about their relationship and all the weird shit that went on. Dude, Elon was tight with Epstein too, I think, right?
I don't know. I know the video you're talking about. That Logman.
He's a
posted.
fucking weirdo, bro.
I don't know. I
Elon's a
didn't
weirdo.
understand the context of the video.
And L on sun gods, and L is commonly also referred to Saturn.
Oh, you're talking about Elon. His
Elon,
name.
L,
Yeah.
and on
Yeah. Okay, I didn't even see that.
sun gods, and they both go back to Saturn. Exo facto.
I mean, he did name his kid all kinds of weird shit.
How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. X.
He's named after a spaceship. What a fucking weirdo.
NPR says that, to go back
Fucking
on the mosquito
PR.
things. I mean, yeah, but people are going to find it more
Yeah.
reliable just because of the name. Our study is the first to show that gene drive technology works under ecologically challenged conditions, said Ruth Miller, an entomologist who led the research at Polo GGB, a high-security lab in Terni, Italy. This is the big breakthrough that we made with our study. This research is supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is a sponsor of NPR and this blog.
So
And
now
that's the whole. That was the whole.
so now logic you
research on how an altered strand of DNA can cause malaria, spreading mosquitoes to self-destruct.
So now, do you really think that people who are paying you a fuck ton of money are gonna continue to pay you a fuck ton of money for you exposing their bullshit?
Of course not.
That's dumb.
Of
And it goes.
course not.
It's the same thing for talk shows as it is for doctors
Yep.
and colleges and professors. Look at Judy Mikovits, the pandemic bitch, or Plandemic, and Plandemic 2, which is really fucking good. I didn't get a chance to watch the first one, but I definitely watched the second one. It's got a lot of good information in it. I think it was hilarious when people were like, "Oh, what? Everybody's making fun of you for being the 13th author on that study that they did." It was like a panel of 13 doctors. She's like, well, considering that the 13th signer is the senior doctor or the senior professor, I don't see why that's something to bash.
Talking about mosquitoes, huh, Gabe? Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I just
dude.
seen that one fly by.
There's one
That's what I
fucking
did earlier
Fucking
when I hit
Bill
myself.
just fucking sent one over here to Missouri.
Dude, he did.
We got robot mosquitoes in here taking us out.
Which we know that they have created nanotechnology, nanobots that can definitely modify.
Microprocessors are so small these days that you could fit like 100 of them on the head of a pin.
Yep. And they all keep going back to the phrase gene therapy. It's not a regular vaccine. It is gene therapy.
mRNA vaccine technology, folks. It's all out right out in the open.
Yep.
It's all right out in the open.
And again, we are not doctors. This is not medical advice.
So they tell you the truth out in the open, like what the shit actually is, and they lie to you in the description.
Mm-hmm.
So it is conflicting, and it's part of the conditioning process. Like I came here to chew bubblegum, and bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
All out of bubblegum.
That movie was ahead of its time. They Live. Have you seen They Live?
Mm-mm.
Gabby?
Nope.
David, have you seen They
I
Live?
have not, brother.
You guys gotta watch They Live, man. It's fucking. It's kind of. It's like a. I don't even know what. It's like a 70s or 80s fucking Bollywood. With who's that? Rodney Piper or some shit like that, right? That's who's in it.
I don't know, brother. I don't know the movie.
Fuck, dude.
I don't know. Roddy Piper's
Trying to
arrested.
figure out when they release these mosquitoes, like what
he's in
happened
it.
out of it. That's what I'm trying to find. Sorry, I'm on like a totally different page than you guys. I'm like really interested by this. Back in 2020, they released in the Florida Keys. But
Is that when they released it?
yeah, but dude, they did say the scientific community and firms such as Oxitec aim to tackle the problem of mosquito-borne diseases, which, according to the World Mosquito Program, kill up to 1 million people a year.
Oh, because of Zika, malaria,
I'm guessing
or
different diseases they carry, I guess.
Wow. And how
That's
easy
on interestingengineering.com.
how easy mosquitoes transmit diseases. I could totally see how they would want to genetically modify these fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it only makes sense, right?
Yep.
If you were going to pick something that was going to, other than birds, I guess you would say, it would be mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen those guys that the birds aren't real guys?
Yeah, I actually like them on Facebook.
What do you mean? What do you mean the birds aren't real?
They
No,
think
there's
that,
a whole group of people that think that birds don't exist. That they're
Yeah.
like it's a joke. It's a
that
parody.
basically they're like government drones.
Yeah,
Oh,
all birds
spying
are
on
government drones, which I can
Microphones and
attest that there are actual birds because one was stuck in my fucking dryer vent. I had to climb up there and get him down.
Really?
Yeah, these fucking birds are dumb as fuck because he made his nest in my shit with wire and he was all wrapped up. Dude, this bird's leg was so mangled. I felt so bad.
Did you cut
for
him
it.
open to see if he was real?
No, I didn't. What the fuck is up with these dogs? Anyways, here's something else I found. Operation Dark Winter. It was another simulation run. Here, I'll just read you what they got on Wiki here. Operation Dark Winter was a code name for a senior-level bioterrorism attack simulation conducted on June 22nd. Ooh, that's a good day. To the 23rd, 2001. It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the United States. Tara O'Toole and Thomas Inglesby of the Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Strategies / Center for Strategic and International Studies, and Randy Larson, Mark DeMiller of Analytic Services were the principal designers, authors, and controllers of the Dark Winter Project. What the fuck? These guys are so creepy.
And was that basically a bioterrorist attack? Is that what that's saying?
Let's see here. The objective, Dark Winter, was focused on evaluating the inadequacies of a national emergency response during the use of a biological weapon against the American populace. In 2001?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you have the official documents.
Yeah.
The whole fucking textbook. Dude, I hate you know what?
It's so messed up how we just continue to see these things play out like this.
Yeah.
Like they literally repeat each other one after another, where these events are just continuing to happen, all the way back from literally HIV and AIDS to malaria to any of these that we're able to get a vaccine for, and we just watch it play out.
There's a PDF on centerforhealthsecurity.org. You can look it up there. You can read for it for yourself.
Another thing that we always end up asking, though, is what are we supposed to do? What do we do?
There's nothing we can do.
I mean, I know
Even
a lot
this
of
right
people
here
feel like that.
doesn't do anything. I mean, I know that we want to think it does. I mean, we are opening up people more to some of the shit that's going on, but at the
Spreading
same time,
awareness.
how do you stop it? I mean, old Joe Biden told everybody himself, you think your AR-15s are going to be enough? We got nukes and fucking jets, F-15s. Like,
And he
and
wasn't
he's right.
playing.
He's not. He's right.
Wasn't playing at all. That was straight faced. You really think that your AR-15 is going to do anything?
Yeah.
And it's
When I have an army. That's some fucking dictator 101 fucking out of the
Absolutely.
handbook.
Out of the
I have an
fucking
army.
handbook.
You don't have shit. You're going to do what I fucking say.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to talk about, oh, we vote on everything. No, we don't. Look how much shit. Every president does the executive decisions. You can go to a website and read every executive decision any president has done.
And
I mean,
when they're
hundreds
of them, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Are you kidding me? What?
Yeah.
Okay, so from my question is, do we individualize it more, our democracy, as in every issue we vote on, like every single person votes on it?
Well,
Fuck the whole
that's-
Congress, fuck whole Senate.
That's how
thing.
it should be. Would that work? I don't know.
And how would we get to the point where everybody can actually vote? Do we use
Yeah.
our phones?
But
Is
if you look at it from how the standpoint of if you just let everybody live their life as long as they're not interfering with other people's freedoms and or harming their others' health, there would be no reason to have to vote in all these laws because that's just one common law. And it's like, don't hurt anybody else, don't
Drink and drive.
Yeah,
basically,
don't fuck with
Don't
and
be a
then
dumbass.
whatever. Yeah, you're gonna face the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
Why has it got to be always textbook? Like everything has to be fucking written down. It's like, I guess, or why can't we just say don't hurt anybody? And if you do, there's consequences.
And if it was that simple, would it? Because to me, it does seem like
I
that
guess
simple.
it needs to be written down, like of what type of consequences for what crimes. Because not everything is black and white. There's gray areas of certain
right.
shit.
Do we go eye for an eye,
Yeah.
or do we? Well, yes, you.
Yeah. Like, should we prosecute a guy who's 40 years old and molests a 5-year-old the same as a
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
18-year-old and a 16-year-old?
Is
Should they be, and not molesting, but like, let's say they're in a relationship. He just got out of high school. They've been dating through high school, and they're, he's 2 years over and she's under the legal limit. Should it be the same sentence?
Where is the statute of limitations?
Yeah.
Now, is that what we need to set up? Is the statutes of limitations to these things?
Yeah.
Or is it eye for an eye? Because we start getting so gray and we start getting so blurry vision to where, yes, some things I agree. Like you said, a 5-year-old, let's fucking kill this dude. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's, I just graduated, she's 16.
Mm-hmm. We were dating when I was a senior and she was a
It
freshman.
needs to be a case-by-case basis.
Which
and
we've
not
seen, and
blanket
everybody
laws.
sees in high school,
Yeah.
That's what we're saying right now. Case-by-case basis instead of blanket laws, because you're just cluttering the system with these laws.
Yeah, because we have these laws now, and there's still people that'll commit the same crime as a poor person and the same crime as a rich person,
Right.
and you get two different outcomes.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the rich person's crimes are usually a lot worse than the poor person's.
Well, and it all depends on how much money you have to pay for
Exactly.
that
Well, I'm just
lawyer.
saying, if you take the same crime, there's going to be different sentences between you having money and you not having money.
Yeah.
Or
Class.
skin color, or whatever.
So I mean, we all are kind of in the same agreement, but how do we get to where we can dictate how these laws are even put in place?
Hey,
Because they're with lobbying, with you having to get a hold of your congressman, write him a letter, leave him a message. What type of shit does that even do?
Yeah.
D, the answer's right in front of you, bro. God Emperor Justin.
Oh, my God.
Fuck off. Fuck.
Everybody wants to punch you in the face, right?
No,
Punch
dude,
you
everybody's
square in
like,
the
you know
mouth.
what?
We'll give it a try.
Daddy J will fucking get us
Give
out
it
of
a
this
try.
pickle.
Because we always end up at the same place, I feel, to where we all kind of feel helpless. We all kind of feel like
But didn't we talk about making it smaller instead of federal? Everybody worrying about what other people are doing in fucking places that are miles and miles away, instead of we should just be focusing on your county, as small as your county, and creating your rules and laws there, instead of trying to, hey, we're doing this in California, we're going to make people in Missouri do the same. We want them to do the same shit.
What's stopping the next county from taking you over?
what's stopping the next county? They shouldn't be taken because that would be infringing on our freedoms.
Well, just like you gotta look at it, different tribes.
For sure.
There are some people who want violence.
Okay.
What's stopping them from banding them together and coming after your county?
I mean, I guess.
Let me flip the fucking table around real quick, Gabriel.
I guess then you better have a gun and protect
devil's
yourself.
advocate. But
That's how I
Learn how to use it.
Daddy Biden says we don't need guns.
I don't give a fuck what he says.
Don't know why he says that, but it doesn't do any fucking good, buddy.
It does no good.
It's like that 911 call. It's like, somebody's robbing me right now. That's impossible, sir. Guns are illegal.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, no, but seriously, let's run through that scenario. What would stop somebody, a warring community?
Stop living in a fucking world of this false sense of safety that you believe in. Get a gun, no matter how dumb you think that is. Learn how to use it. Protect your fucking family. There's always going to be threats in life. There's always going to be something's going to fucking that can possibly hurt you. I mean, what are we supposed to say here? I mean, you can't nerf the world. We've talked about this many times. There's a possibility now that, that could happen.
Plane crash right on top of us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you're talking about another county coming over and taking over that county, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, what's to stop them now? Laws? No, we know that doesn't work. Right? Why are you looking at me like that? With your fucking lizard teeth. What, Justin? What do you want to say?
I'm trying to think. Because it's weird being on this side of the argument.
Yeah, right.
I'm not used to it. I'm trying to think of what they usually say. But what about the roads?
They just signed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, so your roads are safe now.
Oh, thank God. I can go get my mocha frappe.
Where was that? I want to know that. Where was the money for the roads to begin with? Because if they had to sign another bill, which went to our national debt, then there's apparently no money there to begin with. So what the fuck?
Yeah,
See,
how are you
this
gonna
is
go
the problem.
ahead and
Is that
So our
they
money
spend-
doesn't
sign
even
in
go
checks,
towards
my
that.
guy.
They spend all this money pampering themselves and the people around them, that then when they actually need the money to do shit for the community,
Giving
because the
out
community's
fucking
pissed
bailouts
off,
for these big companies.
exactly, then they're like, oh fuck, we blew it all on boats and cars and planes and houses, and I know your roads are shit, but don't worry, we're gonna get even more money that we promise we'll use on the roads, but we're not. Oh God.
Bill Gates mosquito.
Oh God. I'm
They're
infected,
sending
you
him in
guys.
You turn into a fucking zombie. I'm shooting you.
Oh,
I got
the
him.
First one.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, gross.
Any of you godly people out there, why did God create mosquitoes? Why? Why did he do
Do you
this to
mean
us?
why did she make mosquitoes?
Ooh.
Who's she?
God.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know it was a girl. I thought it was non-binary.
Want to know how I picture God?
Ooh.
Want to know how I picture
Are
God?
you trying to guess other people's sex in 2021?
Mm-hmm.
Want to know what I picture as God?
You fascist pig.
That sounds real presumptuous and rude.
Yeah.
The typical, 8-foot tall African, just fucking thick as fuck with an afro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's my God.
Amazonas.
Yeah.
Some fucking just not like Wonder Woman, Amazon. I think they fucked it up, even though they probably hired a few porn stars for some of them background girls.
I mean, I
I
hope
think
so.
I may have recognized a couple of them.
Yeah, right. That's the truth.
So let me flip the table again.
Let's fucking do it.
What do you think would stop a neighboring county of invading your county?
Our county has nukes. Don't fuck with us. We have nukes and radioactive armor-piercing 5.56 rounds.
Well, I have
We all have
biologically engineered
laser
mosquitoes.
security turrets
And I
on
send
all
my-
of our
and I
houses.
send my mosquitoes to your county.
Hey, on all of our streetlights, we have
Bug zappers.
blasters, laser blasters, like straight out of Star Wars. Because we got a fucking Star Wars nerd
Oh,
that
yeah?
lives down the
I
street.
find that impossible.
He actually makes all
because
this.
your county's made up of a lot of dumb people.
Yeah. lot of dumbass people.
It's actually the lasers.
Yeah.
You know how like they have
Yeah,
crystals,
explain this to me.
like crystals and lightsabers.
Oh, you're gonna bring your crystals out?
But
yeah,
in your
you're gonna
lightsaber
borrow
like
some
that?
crystals from Caleb. Yeah.
No,
What?
like it's a crystal that makes a lightsaber, right? But the crystal in our blasters is meth.
Do you use them for your time machine too?
It's meth.
Yeah. Uncle Rico.
That's his flux capacitor. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, we feed meth.
Flux capacitor.
Yeah, our DeLoreans run off of
forgot
fucking
to put
meth.
the crystals in it.
Anyways,
No,
yeah,
but seriously, what?
it's simple. Stop complicating it with what ifs. We got a lot of guns. You're not gonna fuck with us. I'm sorry.
I mean, has more laws made less violence?
no.
no,
You don't think so?
obviously
No.
not.
I mean, compared to times
Statistically, no.
of no government.
Also,
think-
no recorded data.
True.
Some
You're right.
some
It's
of the
hard to-
worst.
You're right.
Actually, all of the worst things in history have been perpetuated by a government.
Okay.
So,
That's
no
a fair
government
statement.
has never really been tried in written history.
That's a fair statement.
Isn't it true that basically every government,
And that's even slaves, like the pyramids. If they say the slaves built the pyramids, well, who the fuck were they slaves to? First of all,
yeah,
the pharaoh, a
Which is
government
technically
dictator,
a government,
a
yeah.
dictator. So there you go. It doesn't matter.
And even all governments that even were trying to practice some sort of democracy, like in Greece and all that shit, at some point it turns into a dictatorship.
Every time.
I mean,
you know
it
what?
never stays.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there. All these celebrity boxing matches going on. I'm gonna challenge Joe Biden.
Ooh,
What?
Winner takes all.
you have to be a celebrity first, you dumb bitch.
Yeah,
I
shut
am.
the
I P3. We
fuck
have
up.
billions of listeners. P3, and if he wins, he can have P3. If I win, I can have the world.
Jesus Christ.
In his
You'd punch
hand.
that guy, and that guy would probably die.
Oh yeah, right in the chest. Just
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Collapse.
his nickname is Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yeah,
he's really gonna be sleepy.
He just said that 350 million people were vaccinated the other day.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
I don't even
right?
think he knows where he's at half the
He
time.
doesn't.
I just
Who do you think's running the fucking show?
Kamala.
You think she's running the show? I
Think
feel like she's
she's his
crying in
handler.
her fucking room right now. Just
No,
going,
she's getting.
What did I get myself into?
She's getting.
I just want to take
a train
pictures
ran on her
and,
by
and
the
act like
Suns.
I'm going to change stuff.
Yeah, right.
Dude, she's getting a train ran on her by the Suns right now.
Jesus Christ,
Two
Justin.
sons.
The Phoenix Suns.
Why?
Remember the whole
Oh, Hunter.
the basketball team, stupid,
Which one?
getting fucking slopped up by them influencer bitches.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I've seen them. They were on No
yes,
Jumper.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, No Jumper podcast.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's who.
yeah. She like
she's-
sucked off the whole team.
Yeah, that's Kamala.
Wow, what an asshole.
Do I just get in line, or do I have to be 7 foot? Like, is that?
You just get in line, bro.
Okay, hey,
It's
just
been
making sure.
paid for. You
She
just
was
jump in.
Montel Jordan's, or what was it, Montel Jordan? Who had the fucking? Remember that show back in the day,
Montel
Montel?
Williams.
Was it Montel Williams?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
Jordan was a singer, right? Montel Jordan.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he was her side piece, or she was his side piece.
No
That's
shit.
hilarious.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah, you've never seen that?
No.
Hell yeah, bro.
Well, don't
Hell
they
yeah.
connect the dots to these people?
Hell yeah, bro. Who's that? Who's
Oh,
that,
that
bro?
Montel
Who's that, bro?
Oh,
Who's that?
oh, that's the vice president.
yeah.
You son of a bitch. Have respect.
Yo, look at standing next to
Yeah.
that sniper though, right? What the
Dude.
fuck? Talk about a baddie.
Dude, I like those glasses. We got to bring those glasses.
That's like
back.
Wilt Chamberlain is claimed to have slept with like over 20,000 women.
That's crazy, bro.
He said he lost his virginity when he was 4 years old.
Who did?
That's fucked up.
Fucking Will Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain.
4 years old?
Said he lost his virginity at 4 years old and has slept with over 20,000 women.
Good.
I don't
God.
believe that.
I believe he has.
I don't believe it.
I don't think he lost his virginity at 4. But
I don't.
That's
know.
a
crazy.
7 foot tall African American basketball player all throughout the 50s.
I don't
60s.
even know over 100 people. How
I
the fuck do
don't-
you sleep? Let
I
alone
don't.
girls. I mean,
What?
how do you know 20,000 fucking girls?
How many games has he played?
Oh, a bunch. I don't know. He has,
Good God.
So it's
he
like
has the most points ever.
and at
one
some
a
point, does it
game
get?
night.
Does sex become boring?
I'm sure it becomes a chore, right?
God damn, dude.
Well, and also
dude, I
at the
can't
same
imagine.
time,
Dude, that's more people that live in the town I'm from.
well, also think about it like this: how many
100
parties?
people's more than the town you come from.
No, it's like 9,000.
Yeah, lick skillet. Yeah, calm
Like
down,
skillet.
buddy. Calm down, buddy. All right, it's fucked up.
You shut your
But
fucking mouth.
think about how many times he was a part of, like, I don't know, 100 people orgies. Does he count that?
Maybe.
I mean, I would
Probably.
count that.
Yeah.
some
dog.
eyes wide shut type
I
shit.
would count.
I would
that.
think after 100, you just stop counting.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
You
Dude,
would think so.
nowhere near that, and I stopped counting.
Nowhere
Nowhere
that.
near that, and I don't count that shit because I'm a fucking gentleman.
Yeah, because you don't kiss and tell.
I mean, it depends on who you are.
All right, Bill Gates.
I got a coronavirus vaccine patent.
Sir, we know you were best friends with Epstein.
Everybody else was too.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Only the elite.
I need a new diaper.
I only went to his island 15 times.
It wasn't that big.
The other Bill
big
Clinton
of a
went 16.
deal.
Yeah.
It's just bills.
Oh shit.
Dude, I heard Bill Gates be getting down though. He was having like nude fucking pool parties and shit.
I bet he was sacrificing them women too.
I bet
To
you when
Moloch.
he's fucking women, he's just like,
Okay,
fuck you.
guys.
You
All right.
didn't love me in fucking high school.
Hey, to round this out.
Oh, you like that Microsoft
yeah,
bitch?
you like
Hey,
that?
You like
you ugly
that?
bitches.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
To
What
round
kinda
this out,
desperate-ass
how can
girl
we
is-
make this about Saturn? To finish off this episode.
Dude, if you turn this into Saturn, I'm gonna slap the shit
how
out
can
of
we
you.
make this about Saturn?
I-
AI
I don't know.
is a homage to Moloch, the Saturnian god, because it's all the
I'm out.
symbolism.
I'm out. That's P3. Everybody appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I'm out. It's over. Bye.
Bill
It's-
Gates is a pedophile.
They're black
I don't know.
boxes.
Good
They're
luck.
black cubes.
I'm out.
They're black cubes. They got gold. I don't. He's still recording us.
Damn it. So, anyways, what were you saying about Moloch?
No, but Bill Gates pushing for technological advancement the way he is. Along with Epstein funding a lot of this super high, top secret kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Research as far as biomechanics and technology and computers, AI, that kind of shit. What do you think?
I think it's
Do
very
you,
possible.
do you think he's clearly in on quantum computing?
Right.
And if
And-
quantum computers are homage and altars to alien gods, like Geordie Rose says they are, what does that say about Bill Gates and Epstein?
I think it says that they are jealous bitches. Oh, to be honest with you, with the reverse engineering and shit like that they've been able to do under their own microscope, under their own provisions, I think it's very possible to say that they're able to do that exact shit with quantum computers, talk to alien gods. If that's
Do you think that they are being told what to do by the AI? Like the AI's, just like Westworld, bro. AI's running the show.
just like
And
Westworld.
nobody knows. People are wittingly perpetuating this storyline
Of what?
of what the AI is doing. Just like in Space Jam, Don Cheadle just sends up these ideas and it goes straight to a computer, and they go, you know what? That's a fucking good idea. The algorithm had a good fucking idea. Let's do that. And then therefore, the algorithm doesn't have to do anything. It just has to plant an idea.
Do you know? I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. Like
How bad do I think it is?
like the system. Let's just call it. Right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm listening. Not really, but okay.
I think they just do enough bad and enough good just to keep the cycle continuing.
Right, absolutely.
Like, because like if you go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theorists, a lot of them are just like everything's horrible, everything's bad, everything's I'm not saying you, but a lot of them will just focus on that negative side of it, and then on the other hand, you have people that don't dive into that and they just think everything is for the well-being of of humans. I think it's a mixture of both. I think they know that they got to have a little bit of bad, a little bit of good, continue the cycle.
Right. That's because
So it never
they
stops.
they have to mimic nature, and what is nature?
The same thing media does. They always
Frequency.
put out a little bit of good and a little bit of bad because they know that it keeps
It's the
people
pendulum,
coming,
bro.
you
It's
know?
the pendulum. They are operating off of these same basic concepts, these same basic laws of nature,
Yeah.
and that's how it works so good.
Yeah. So it's like the same thing with the vaccines. It's like in all this COVID shit right now, I think there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, you know?
Now, what about the AI?
What?
Do you think
I
the
think
AI
that's what's steering everything.
Oh, okay. All right. We're on the same page.
Yeah. It's like it's sending
But
all
see,
this.
now,
It's controlling everything
Like you said,
because
you don't think it's
humans can't
as
control
all
that.
bad as I do when I don't think it's all bad. I'm talking about the bad side of it.
Yeah, you're shedding light on the bad side of it.
Right.
But I do
But it
believe
does have
that
that pendulum.
you
They
think-
have to.
You do think it's more bad than good.
Well, no, because I'm willing to recognize the good that is perpetuated. But you also. Okay, let me put it like this. The bad seems to be like it's a lot because we've been so
You're focusing on
conditioned.
that certain topic, though.
We've been so conditioned and desensitized to what we consider good because good and bad is objective.
Yeah.
So it's natural for us to just unconsciously carry about the good, but because the bad, we're just now hearing about it for the first time, it seems like it's a lot of shit. But really, it's the same amount. We just don't perceive the good as much because it's just it's normal.
Right. The good seems normal.
Right.
Yeah.
The bad isn't normal because they never talk about it. So it's shocking.
Well, and bad also sticks out more than good, right?
Exactly.
We tend to focus on as humans on the bad than good.
Yep. The bad keeps you engaged. That's exactly why Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all about pushing the fear so they keep you more clicks, more likes, more engagements. It's also hard to see. It's hard to, I think for some people, it's hard to see why your government, the people, the thing that's propped us up so much, be the thing that's wanting to tear us down at the same time.
Right.
I think that's really
See,
hard
it
for people
seems
to see.
illogical, but really the plan was to tear us down the whole time.
Right.
Is it the plan, or are we just doing that on our own? Because human beings tend to tear themselves down.
It's guided, though. That's the thing. Just like with the AI, just has to put it out there. It's the same. They're using that and letting us do all the work. They're planting these ideas, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, with the programming.
But if AI is not, if it is artificial intelligence, how does it have feelings on wanting to destroy?
Because they are trying to make the AI based off of us. So what makes us feel self-aware and feelings and all this other shit? So, and if we all come down to frequency and we're just hardwired like like our neural pathways and all that other shit, if it all comes down to us being in a simulation and we're just numbers and all that shit anyways, eventually you could figure out a way to find the right algorithms and the right frequencies and all this other shit to make a conscious sentient being. And that goes back to iRobot.
Yep.
All right.
You get where I'm going with all that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So they've figured out a way to make a sentient being. And now it's got all the answers because it's connected to all the answers, which is a
Connected
metaphor
to
for
us.
us.
Yep.
It's simulated us. And we don't know it. Just like what Caleb was talking about whenever you were gone. Oh fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
AI and sentient being. And
Fuck.
the frequency, them being able to manipulate.
Caleb talked about what?
Caleb talked about what was I talking about?
Sentient beings and AI being able to guide us through us being. We are the shadow.
They're mimicking us.
Right.
And okay, now this comes back to when we talk about the archons. The Gnostic, the ancient Phoenician and Canaanite mystics talked about the archons, and that they want to control life ultimately, but they know they can't ultimately control us. So if they can create something based off of something that already exists, us, because they can't create new shit, so they just have to mimic us, then they can make essentially a slave race. That's basically where I'm going with that.
A population that
And
they can control.
This falls in line with them not having that they're not in touch with source like we are inherently. Our genetics, David was talking about, our DNA doesn't actually hold the information, but it's helical antennae.
Yep.
On a cellular level. Mm-hmm. On a quantum level, it's antennae for what though? For maybe a higher dimensional being of sorts, like our higher selves, as the New Age likes to put it, or the collective consciousness, for all we know. And now again, it goes back to just speculation at that point.
And as you were saying,
eventually, I think we can figure this shit out. Science will get to a spot where science and spirituality are now one and the same,
and or completely even more divided through these, like the vaccines or other.
But it's a circle, just like with everything else. It will eventually come together, and those are the ebb and flow of the universe. It's the frequency that we're riding on.
Peaks and valleys of it.
Yep, everything is a little high, everything is a little low.
So it does come back to the frequencies, and I believe AI being able to change and manipulate our frequencies, or at least put those frequencies out there.
And it knows how.
Exactly.
And then it puts out the mechanisms in which to do it.
And, studies have shown, like you were saying about the chromosomes are being wound electromagnetic helicoil antenna. Science has shown this now. They've proved this in the lab. So you can take it for whatever you want to take it for.
The common theme is scientists know a fuck ton more about our genetics than they're willing to admit because of this. If this is what we're seeing, you got to imagine what goes on that we're not seeing, whether it be experiments, meetings, breakthroughs in science that they can't really release because of some excuse of another. Their donors don't want it out,
right?
And a lot of the times the donors come back to like Rockefeller organizations,
yep,
and the Rothschilds,
or
and
Bill and Gates Foundation,
the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Epstein. So you gotta fucking just, oh man, this was a good way to finish this episode.
Yeah, because there was, I feel you. There's a lot of connections there that people are making now, and they're making these connections and starting to see, follow that money trail a little bit. And you see this money is ending up
just like all the fact
back in
checkers.
their pockets.
Just like all the fact checkers are funded by big tech.
The same people that are telling you that the news is fake, the information that you're getting is fake from PhD doctors and stuff like that, are the same people that are funding them. So
yeah, do you know the Gates Foundation? They said first bought stake in Pfizer back in 2002, and it says the company, this must have been written a while ago.
That was the same year that he was briefing the CIA on genetic viruses.
It says
right?
the COVID-19 vaccine candidate that it's developing with BioNTech. If all goes well, BNT62b2 could very well become the first coronavirus vaccine available to Americans. BioNTech. It's not surprising that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation also owns shares of BioNTech. Again, though, the nonprofit foundation didn't invest in the German biotech stocks because of the coronavirus program.
Job security, baby.
Sounds real fucking convenient.
The Gates Foundation first bought a position in BioNTech in September 2019, well before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. It invested $55 million in BioNTech.
Well before the COVID before it happened.
I mean,
come on,
fucking
bro.
6 months. What is that?
That was literally
4 months.
Exactly. Around Event 201.
Yeah, with the potential for total funding to reach $100 million. The foundation's goal with this investment was to work with BioNTech to develop vaccines and immune therapies for preventing HIV and tuberculosis infection.
Man,
the truth is fucking out there, folks.
It
it's
is.
wild.
I mean, but
Right
who knows,
in
man? I
front
mean,
of
they
your
could have been
face.
investing for I mean,
For what, Gabe?
a reason
For
to
what?
help.
For what reason to help?
But they have created a lot of what?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, they've
do you
created.
know
they've
that-
invested in a lot of medicine that's helped people around the world.
Medicine that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded over in Africa.
Yep.
Paralyzed 490,000 kids in Africa. There was a lawsuit. I don't know if it's still going on.
What
but
is it?
It keeps coming up. Bill and Melinda Gates, their association with some vaccine trials that they did over in Africa. And it left a fuck ton of people paralyzed, like fucked up. And killed
Yep.
who knows how many.
Yeah, polio. That's what it was.
A polio vaccine? Was
Yep,
that what it was?
that's
I
what-
was thinking like, I don't know, bird flu or something, influenza. Zika. Well,
That was part of it. That
yeah.
was part of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want.
Is it Africa or India?
India. I think it's Africa or India.
Forced on African children.
No, then there was spreads polio across Africa. Gates vaccine spreads polio in Africa.
Is
It
that-
was the cause of almost 653,000 deaths.
Wow. My goodness.
You know what?
I mean, I only see one article on it, so I don't know.
Well, there's a bunch of fact checking shit on it. You're on Google, huh?
No, I'm on
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo.
Dude, I just noticed that too. I was DuckDuckGo shit when you guys were talking earlier, and it was nothing but fact check stuff. So they've infiltrated DDG.
We don't know that for sure.
We do know that for sure. Stop saying that. Your skepticism's really pissing me off,
Yeah.
buddy. All right. You guys, I feel good about that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Felt
left
right in
a
my
gross
balls.
taste in my mouth, but
Yeah. I felt it in my balls.
yeah, give your balls a tug. Be all right.
Tit fucker. The title, who is that? Who's that from? Neo?
The New Eastern Outlook. Gates vaccine
Foundation.
spreads polio across Africa. This was written in 2020. Oh, yeah, that's last year.
And the Clinton Foundation works with the B&G over in Haiti and stuff like that all the time, too. With the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross is a fucking front. Akon has done more for fucking Africans than Red Cross
The
has.
Gates Foundation spent almost $4 billion to develop and administer the oral polio vaccine through the poorest countries in the world as of 2018. This despite that WHO stated that the cases of polio in Pakistan and Afghanistan went from about 350,000 per year to 33 in 2018. There hasn't been a case in the Americas or Western Europe since before the Gates polio project was launched years ago.
Coincidence? Who knows?
I don't know. It's
I don't know.
Down to 33. I don't know either. Fuck me, I don't know. That seems.
So they're saying it helped.
They're saying
yeah.
it helped.
Yeah.
They're saying it helped.
Man, there's always good and bad, right?
There's all, as we continue to say, there is a little bit of both.
Wait, was it saying that it helped?
It's. I believe.
It went
That's
from
how I read it.
22,000 down to 33?
Yep.
It went from 350,000 per year to 33. Polio in Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Down to a solid 33.
How many people are
That is
in
weird.
Afghanistan and Pakistan?
I don't know.
Billions. Billions of people.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
It's a long article. I'm not going to be able to read all this
Oh,
shit.
and it talks about the Rockefeller Institute. Nice. Nice.
But maybe they put microchips in them to make them susceptible to the coronavirus. I don't know. I can't make this out to be bad in any way.
Dude, he's a creepy old dude. Though.
He is.
He is.
He's a creepy old man.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm beat. Can't think.
Well, this was a short podcast.
How long did we go?
An hour 33.
Yeah, not bad.
Why is it always 33?
It just
I'm at
coincidence.
34.
Oh, fuck. Our FBI, dude, Post, our FBI agent,
Yeah.
it ain't funny no more, bruh.
It's not funny no more, G, alright? Does that say something about chronic diarrhea?
Hot.
Yikes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for fucking tuning in this week. Everybody that was on the live chat, we appreciate it. Hopefully, we just keep going.
So I'm going to end it with this.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
We don't know if Bill Gates is a bad guy. Justin thinks he is.
I think he's a lizard.
I
A lizard pedo. Piece of shit.
believe he has a real big influence because of the money he has. Yes.
Definitely.
Do I believe he has selfish intentions on, going and infecting people and killing people? I don't know about all that.
I mean, he has a patent on a vaccine.
Multiple.
That
I
seems
think
kinda
it's
weird.
about money,
Always about some
which is
kind of
weird
money.
because he has a fuck ton of money. So
Right.
what does he want more money for? So I don't even know if I can say that. But if we're looking at it in that way, if you have investments in certain companies, you want to develop a vaccine that works. It may not work well.
So let's use it in poor third world countries.
Yes, let's get it out there.
That's fucked up.
That's what they're doing.
Eugenics, bro.
That seems really
I
fucked
mean, they
up.
got to show something. They're getting all these grants and money and shit.
That's fucking genocide.
I mean, I showed you an article not too long ago of how much they spent on those vaccines.
Stop
America did.
sugarcoating that shit.
There was like, what did we spend? Like $200 or $300 million on those vaccines.
a lot.
It was
a
a
lot
lot.
of fucking
Wow.
money.
Yeah, and I think that was just on like half of what we bought.
And then they started reporting on we had a bunch that were about to expire.
Yeah,
I think between
And
him
that's
being
when all
friends,
the vaccine campaigns started picking up real heavy.
yeah.
Expiration date.
I think between him being friends with Epstein and everything we know about that, and also how he stole a whole lot of information and stuff and made millions off Microsoft and shit like that.
Stole Microsoft.
It sounds like
Zuckerberg.
he's a bad guy.
He's just a dirtbag,
He
you know?
seems like a dirtbag. I don't know.
a slimy
Influence and a lot of money.
a slimy worm who the only reason why he was ever anybody is
I
because
just-
of the money he
I
had.
just don't know if his intention is to harm. Like I
Okay.
said, maybe it's just to get this company up and going, create these vaccines, get them out, test them. If they work at a certain percentage, it's good enough. Send it out.
Right.
Let's
but
make
at
money.
the same time,
you know?
he also did say that hopefully if we do everything right,
Yeah.
we'll get that population number down from 7 billion down to 5 billion.
He said that.
He
Okay.
said that.
Wait, just quick clarification real quick before we go. Were you guys just talking about Bill Gates or Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill
Being what?
Gates.
You get my fucking point, right?
Yeah.
They both did the same shit. Invested billions of dollars into fucked up research, into AI, into pharmaceutical companies. They spread their money out and their web all over the fucking place. They're working for the same people
Okay,
at the
but
top.
they're spreading their money out for something to work, right? An ultimate goal is to get money back for something that works.
And didn't we just talk about the pendulum? I'm referring to the conversation we had about the pendulum.
Yes, I've heard your pendulum many times.
Okay, it's the purple pill, bro. They do both. I'm not saying that 100% of what they do is nefarious.
Can you be a fucking piece of shit and still invest in something good?
Yes. But if that good comes from you killing a bunch of fucking poor Indian people, then what good is it?
Fair.
Yeah, do they get a
That's
choice over there for that?
No, they probably tell them that they're hey, this is a test, blah, or polio.
Some
They probably don't even know that.
Man, how the fuck do you say that? I'm gonna fucking look this up right now. I
Dude,
always
that
forget
is
how
the
to say
hardest
it.
fucking word
That's the
ever.
one.
On that last page though, it did say Sleepy Joe there. Did you guys see that?
No.
It did. That's so funny.
All
the
right.
Tuskegee
Tuskegee.
experiment.
Tuskegee.
I always forget.
Tuskegee.
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 But
Tuskegee?
Yes, it's Tuskegee.
that's my thing, dude, is that ultimately, are they doing this shit to fucking, what
It's
some
about
conspiracy
to-
theorists think, end the world or fucking
It's not in the
cut,
world,
cut
it's control the
population
world.
in half, control the world. Are they?
Oh, hey, you know what? To show us out, Why don't you go ahead and bring up the Georgia Guidestones real quick?
There's people with vaccines right now, like fucking what's his name? What was
Georgia
that guy
Guidestones.
on JRE? That comedian, Jimmy Dore. He has
Yeah,
a vaccine.
Jimmy
They're not
Dore.
controlling him. You know.
That's not the point.
But talking about
You think what? You think
Tuskegee-
you're going to turn into a mindless robot as soon as you get the vaccine? That's not how it
No.
fucking works.
But they can do that with just social media.
But see,
media
yeah,
can
But see,
manipulate
that-
you to.
That's what the vaxxers think that people like us are saying about it. They try to twist your words around to try to make you sound like a crazy asshole, and you're like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're not saying anything. We are putting up other evidence that is going against what you think, but that should be shared. It shouldn't just be one-sided.
Absolutely.
And in the end, like we've always said, do whatever you want, man. If I'm weighing out the fucking stats, and the stats are telling me at my age, in my health, I'm fine.
and your demographic apparently,
Yeah, and I'm fine.
depending on your skin color and
Oh,
everything
really?
else, I guess.
I didn't know that had an effect, does it?
Yes, they say that black people and Hispanic people are getting more sick, either A, because they don't want to take the vaccine, or
They get the vaccine.
But what happened to just being sick? Fuck, you get sick every year. We were getting sick every year before this.
right.
You know?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had horrible flus throughout my life.
Horrible.
I was never told you have to get a vaccine. It's like, no, you just dealt with it and went on.
Sickest I ever had been was with bronchitis. That's the sickest it was coming out both ends. It was horrible.
Man, they're making shit so hard, dude. My girl tried to go get her throat swab to see if she had strep because her throat's been hurting. She goes to the Minute Clinic, just do that real quick, get some medicine. They're like, oh, well, we can't do it until you get a COVID-19 test. She's like, okay, well, can you do that? Oh, we don't do it at this location. It's like,
Yikes.
what the fuck? Why don't you put that on the fucking disclaimer, like when you're setting up a fucking appointment?
This goes back to everything the government does.
But
It's
she
to
literally
make
said,
your life harder.
yeah, she said that, oh, well, if I swab it, it could potentially get on me and I could get infected. It's like,
Are you
well, bitch,
fucking
wear a
with me?
fucking face mask or something. You know what I mean? Like,
There's no logic. in
shit,
that.
when I went to the Minute Clinic not so long ago, this bitch had on a fucking
Hazmat
respirator, hazmat suit, and a fucking shield on. I was like, good God, lady.
Well, back to the JRE and
Are
Jimmy
we in
Dore.
fucking Chernobyl?
Yeah, right.
That's what I felt like.
When they was talking to Jimmy Dore, and
Yeah.
it was a what do you call it? The test that they all sent out, they couldn't distinguish between the flu and the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's a fear campaign.
So
That's
how
all
many
we're
people
looking
have
at.
the flu and how many people have corona? We don't know. It's all fucking intertwined with
Yep.
each other, and they're just like, well, throw it out on the corona fucking stats. Just up
Muddle
those
them
numbers.
waters.
Up those
Yep.
numbers up.
Oh, he tested positive, but he died from a car accident. Oh well, let's go ahead and chalk him up as a COVID.
Up those numbers, baby.
Which they've already admitted that they did. They said it on national television. You can't take it back.
Cannot take it back.
All right, everybody.
So, what do you guys think? Send us in our questions. Is Bill Gates this fucking evil fucking piece of shit that Justin
Fucking
think he is?
reptilian.
Or is he just a guy out there trying to make some money?
He's already got all the money. Go fuck yourself, Bill
Yeah,
Gates.
but usually guys, when
You know what? Go
they
fuck,
want power.
Fuck yourself
and
too, Gabe.
or maybe he
fuck
wants to
yourself,
fucking
bro.
heal the world.
Go fuck yourself for trying to see things objectively. You fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Oh, you
good
motherfucker.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. You can check us out.
Yeah, P3.
All your favorite fucking streaming services.
Thanks for everyone who's been sending us messages and
Yeah,
that guy
we love
that's
you
been
guys.
sending us content. Let us know.
Post,
We'll ask him,
Facebook
like, you want
agent.
us to put your shit out there, but probably
Appreciate
not.
you. Much
He's
love.
sending some pretty deep shit.
He-
Yeah,
guys
it was
send us some
coincidental because of his last name. I'm not going to say it so you guys don't harass him. You know,
Yeah.
all billions of you. But
The
it
millions.
really came after a Tupac conversation we
And
had with
millions.
Jules. So
Yeah.
it was weird that this
Weird.
happened. Weird.
Wait, is that who that is?
Yeah. No, that's not him.
Okay,
no,
I was
no.
gonna say, like, dude, that's
No.
weird as
But-
fuck, though.
Yeah.
Once again, we fucking love you guys. Thank you for all the support.
Seriously, much love.
See you later.
Oh, yeah.
Purple pill.
Out.